Hey Mike, how are you doing today?
Yeah, okay, Gary.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm here with. I guess you're a returning guest now.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, this is 4 times.
I think four times. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, actually, we've had two positive stories and one negative one. No, sorry, 2 negative stories and 1 positive one so far.
As of Twizzler.
Well, the first one, if you haven't seen any of the videos before, was a video about Mike's dog that got hit by a car and went missing for 3 days and then lost an eye. But he was found and he's back home and healthy and doing great.
Yeah, doing good and being a pain in the arse.
Well, that's what dogs do, right?
Yeah, but he's fine. He's been a good boy and he stays away from traffic now.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad he's learned that.
Yeah.
So the second video did was your renting woes.
Yeah, the woes of renting in the Philippines.
So if you like dogs, watch the first video that we did. The second one was renting disasters. And the third one was the positive one when you actually found a place.
Found a nice house. Yeah.
And we did a video on that one, which has done actually quite well, surprisingly. And that was all good. And you've been there since, and you're still there?
Still there.
How you like it? How you like living there?
It's 6 months this month. This month is 6 months I've been there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's still nice. It's got a bit noisier. Some cockerels seem to have arrived at
Cockles?
Cockles.
Is that what we call them now?
No, are they roosters? No, the roosters seem to have...
Chickens, cockles,
Yeah,
I don't know.
some roosters seem to have appeared around the back out of nowhere, so now I've got 3 or 4 roosters behind the wall, which is okay, it's not too bad.
It took them that long to track you down from your last place.
Yeah, I think
they weren't going to let you get away with this.
No, they're following me.
Yeah.
But I wear my earplugs, bung the old earplugs in, and that does the trick, so it drowns them out.
Okay, well, there you go. So,
It beats drowning them,
yeah.
but drowns the sound out, which is good.
So apart from the newly found roosters, everything's good there? You happy there?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's good. I've had there's a guy and a girl that have moved in next door. English guy and a Filipino, really nice people. So yeah, it's good. It's okay.
Yeah, well, good. All right, so you've been here a while now in the Philippines. So let's talk a little bit about the good and the bad things about living in the Philippines.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Just a few things. I know this is going to be a lot of things I want to hear from you, but I've got to just start because this morning we arranged to go have coffee somewhere, and we've been riding all around freaking Valencia and halfway into Dumaguete looking for a coffee shop and trying to avoid checkpoints.
Yeah.
Because out here you don't really have a problem with a police or anything like that chasing you down, but what they do have are these checkpoints, right, where they stick a big board up in the middle of a street and tell you stop here, and most of the time they'll let you go, but usually you're on a motorcycle, they often will stop you and they want to check to see if you've got the registration.
That's right. Yeah.
And of course there's other things like if you're not wearing a helmet.
Yeah, that's true. Helmet or any faults with the bike, they give you a ticket. Although you can talk your way out of things, I have done.
Sometimes, yeah.
But they threatened to impound my bike, and I was nice to them, and in the end they just gave me a ticket for broken wing mirror.
No, for goodness sake, what are they going to impound it for?
No registration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they changed their mind. The cop was okay, but I never paid the ticket.
Yeah. In most cases, the cops are usually reasonable, but if you're unlucky enough on one day to get a cop that doesn't like foreigners,
you're going to get a ticket.
Or impounded.
Yeah, or impounded. But you can. I mean, if you're pleasant to them, you can usually have a laugh and a joke. I do. I get round them and we have a good laugh, and they end up letting you off. But
if you can get on with them like that, talk with them. If you've got a bad attitude, just like anywhere in the world, if you give them a bad attitude or think, give them the I'm a foreigner, I'm superior type attitude, they'll impound your bike.
Yeah, they're going to give you a ticket.
And arrest you or shoot you or something.
Yeah. And you can't argue with them. You just got to, if you can make them laugh and have a laugh and a joke with them, they're pretty cool. They're okay. Yeah.
So I'm particularly paranoid right now because I just actually bought a new motorcycle, and just about 6 weeks ago. 5, 6 weeks ago. And out here, it takes, after you buy a new motorcycle, it takes up to 4 months, I think they said, to get the registration.
That's right.
And technically, you're not supposed to ride the motorcycle until you get your registration, right?
It's crazy.
It really is crazy. And that's the same with any cars or anything you buy out here. The registration usually takes time. I think it's longer for motorcycles.
It could take up to 6 months, I think, Gary.
You know what, they say 3, I guess. But during that time, you have to sign a waiver when you buy the motorcycles, you know, stating that they're not responsible if your bike gets impounded or something.
That's right.
Basically, you're supposed to buy your motorcycle or whatever, drive it home, and leave it there until you get the registration.
Yes.
For however many months that is.
It's just absolutely ridiculous.
It is, but nobody does that, of course. No. And so what we do is, if we see a checkpoint, we turn around and go a different direction.
Yeah, just turn around. They don't chase you. But my buddy was a bit naive. He come here and bought a brand new bike, no registration, and he got stopped. They impounded his bike.
Yeah.
It cost him quite a lot of money to get it out the impound.
See, your story is one of the reasons I'm paranoid. Because I've heard from other people, no, it's okay, just show them the bill of sale.
That's BS, Gary. They will impound your bike.
They might. It just depends on the guy and what mood he's in. And, you know. Anyway, so there you go. I started this little conversation with one of the things that I don't like about the Philippines. And
yeah, that's definitely one thing I don't like, but I just dodge them and just turn around or try to avoid them. So it's not really a big deal.
So share with us some of the things. Let's start with a couple of. Again, we're going to go some positive stuff. I don't want people accusing you of being negative, and we've got to have some good things to say too. But share with us a couple of the bad things that have either happened to you or things you just don't like about the Philippines over the last few months or as long as you've been here. What sticks out in your mind as like, that was, or something that's happened even?
What sticks out the most is the dead animals in the streets. You know, I've been here a while now, and you see so many. And I saw one the other day. I don't even know if I want to mention it on here because it will probably upset so many people. But that's one thing that really upsets me. Yeah, is the cruelty. You know, it's just so alien to me to what I'm used to. Yeah, and it's just, and that's one of the worst things here for me. Right. But there's other stuff that I don't like as well. Well,
let's talk about it. Let's pick up a few more things. I mean, I agree. That's you know, that's a terrible thing with the animals. But what else?
Yeah, the trash. It's just, you know, you see the brochures in England and it looks so beautiful. But when you've been here a few years, the trash, and when you travel, it's relentless. Yeah. And I'm not knocking the Philippines because there's other good things about it. Oh, but you know, everywhere is trash. You go to the sea, there's trash and nappies and other stuff. You know, dog skulls on the beach I've seen. Yeah. It just kind of like grinds you down after a while, Gary. Yeah. You know, you start to think, well, it's certainly not paradise by a long shot. You know, there's good things about it, and it's a nice country, but there's certainly better places to live in the world that I could pick if I could live there, but lots of countries I can't live there. It's just not as easy as the Philippines.
Right. No. Well, over the last 6 months, what's the worst thing you can think of what's happened to you out here, or what's the biggest thing that sticks out in your mind that was really a negative about being here?
It's back to the animals. I was taking Twister for a walk, and I was a little puppy on the side of the road, off the main road, the Valencia road. He had no hair. It was probably a month or 6 weeks old, and someone had chopped his head off. You could see his head had been chopped off and just dumped there. It hadn't been hit by a car. And I was almost in tears, you know. It's just a clean cut, and that's one thing that will always stick with me. And it just really upset me.
Right. I completely understand that, really.
And that will stick with me forever. One thing about the Philippines was seeing that.
So that's clearly for you is the biggest negative.
Yeah, a real big negative.
Really, obviously, clearly bothers you as the animal lover you are.
Yeah.
And also, you know, just people having respect for their country, not keeping it clean and tidy. People just throw their trash around. And,
no respect at all.
Yeah, that's those things are bothersome. Now I know something that happened to you. You can share it or not, but didn't you have a mishap recently financially? Or
Yeah.
do you want to share that?
Yeah, I can do. I thought the Filipinos were really, honest people, 100%, and but my view has changed a little bit about them at the moment.
Happened? Well, I know what happened, but tell them what happened.
Yeah, I was. My girlfriend had gone to Bias for a couple of days with her parents, and I was just cruising around, and went downtown. I went to a karaoke bar and sang some karaoke, just messing around with the Filipinos basically. And I don't know where it happened, but I have a bag with my money in and my phone and all my book with passwords and credit. It's just ridiculous what I take out with me, but I just feel safer.
You used to feel safer.
yeah, not now. And I had a couple of £1,000 in sterling in £50 notes.
How much is that in Philippine? Maybe you converted it.
About 135,000. And I had about, I think 30,000 in peso cash. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And I think it happened down in Dumaguete. I'm really not sure, Gary. But I took my bag off. I put it in the seat of the bike, which I've always done, like a fool.
Right.
I'm just a trusting guy, And sometimes the seat doesn't latch down, and I slammed the seat and it didn't latch. And obviously somebody must have been watching me. I don't know. Could have happened at the karaoke bar.
Yeah.
And I finished doing the karaoke or whatever I was doing down in Dumaguete. I think I was in Why Not having a coffee. Can't remember. And went back to the bike, got on the bike, didn't think nothing, just didn't bother to look at the bag. It was in the under the seat. Got back home, slung the bag on the settee. Got up in the morning, opened the bag. The zip was half open where the cash was. I'll be brief. I won't drag it out. Cash was gone, the sterling and the pesos. My phone was still in the bag. My password book was in the bag. All my cards. Everything was still in the bag. So they stole the money, and it was good of them to leave me what was left. Because if they stole the phone and the credit card and everything else, they had access to all my accounts.
Yeah.
So
well,
it could have been.
God that they didn't take everything, just one of the money.
If they just took the bag, I would have been, had it.
That would have been it. Yeah.
I would have been no money, Gary, nothing.
Right. So they must have been watching you because.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's so many bikes out here, and who goes around lifting up to see what's under the seat? I don't, I mean, they're usually parked in a pretty public place, right, where everybody can see.
Yeah, it was even the karaoke bar on the. Can't remember where it was, but it was on a main road. So it could have been either there or where I park in Dumaguete near the boulevard. Yeah. I just put the bag in under the seat, and just two places it happened at. I don't know, but somebody had a good night.
Well, apparently, yeah.
What they're going to do with the English money?
Well, they'll change it somewhere.
But
I'm sure they'll figure it out. But the lesson there is definitely do not carry large amounts of cash around with you. Even though you might think it's safer to be with you, you never know who's watching you out here, and you turn your head for a second, and
that's right, Gary. It's gone. Just my advice would be don't do it. But I just wanted money in case I had an accident on the bike and I was unconscious, and at least they could find some money,
right.
And I could be taken. Well, they'd probably taken to the hospital anyway, but at least I'll have some cash.
Right.
But no, so now. Well, I don't do it because all my English money's been stolen. So I don't have any nice.
Well, at least you're laughing about it.
I don't have any nice plastic £50 notes anymore, which is gutting. I'm not, to be honest. So I'm not bothered about the peso. It's like Mickey Mouse money, but the English money it's much nicer if you know what I mean. But it's gone, and there's nothing I can do. So
rough first week, but then it's gone, nothing I can do about it. No. Move on.
Yeah, move on, and don't do it again.
No.
Well, I can't do it again because I haven't got any money.
All right. Let's turn this into a more positive direction. What do you like about living in the Philippines? What do you enjoy about being here?
I enjoy the weather,
Okay.
albeit sometimes for me it's too hot and too humid.
Yeah.
But the weather's nice. The people are great. You know, I can't base my experience of the theft. I can't tar everybody with the same brush.
Happen anywhere, any country.
A lot of them are lovely people. Most of them are. You know, I was stupid and I got stitched up.
Right.
But on the whole, the people are really nice. They're friendly. They always help you. It's relatively cheap, although, you know, if I compare back to 5 years ago, it's gone up, you know, 100%.
Yeah. Still.
But it's still,
you know, and that's a great. I think that's one of the biggest attractions to a lot of people is just the cost of living
is
out here. I mean, you know, I calculated the other day we're spending about $2,000 US a month. You know, maybe about 90,000 pesos or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm living a pretty good lifestyle for that. I have a nice house.
Yeah, you've got a lovely life.
A motorcycle. Like, you know, we go out for dinner often, go places. Just, I mean, I couldn't even rent a place in the US for $2,000 a month, let alone have a lifestyle.
No, not a place like you've got. Where I live, that would cost you in excess of $2,000 just for the house. Probably $3,000 because it's a lovely place.
Right.
So yeah, there is that. But I've noticed since I've come back a year ago, prices of everything, rentals, food, everything's gone up a hell of a lot.
Everything's
Gary.
going up all over the world, isn't it?
Yeah. So you can't odds it. But I hope it doesn't carry on, because I mean I'm okay, but the people that are on a pension budget from England, they're the ones that are going to suffer, that have got a low pension. They're going to really notice it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Well, you know, other good things about here, I know you appreciate this, is the nature.
Yeah.
I mean, we live up in Valencia, beautiful area to live, and there's some wonderful places to hike. But you like to hike?
Yeah, hiking. It's beautiful. You go up to the volcano and you go across the rope bridge by the volcano over the wild river. It's beautiful. Yeah, there's so much beauty here.
Yeah, there's the waterfalls.
Yeah,
the rivers, places people go swimming in the river, and
the beautiful wild rivers.
Yeah, it really is nice up in. Then lots of nice resorts if you like the ocean.
Yeah, the ocean. Yeah, fantastic resorts.
Yeah.
Really, you know, good prices. You go away for a weekend, relatively cheap.
Yeah.
Which is there's still some beautiful places.
Right. So there's definitely good and bad about living in the Philippines. So here's a question for you. Would you ever go back to live in England?
I honestly, I think as I get older, like at the moment, I'm touch wood fit and healthy, and I'm okay.
45 years old, right?
45, yeah, I'm 35 actually. No, I'm a bit older than 35, I'm a bit older than 45.
I forget how old you are. Tell me how old you are.
No, I'm not going to tell. I hate talking. No, it's depressing. I can't talk. No.
I'll tell them if you don't.
You tell them later. I'll be on a downer if I say my age.
Okay, you're older than me by a few years.
A couple of years older than you, yeah. So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But as long as I keep my health.
And I'm 60.
Yeah. We're about the same age.
You wish.
Yeah. But what was the question? I can't remember what the question was now.
I said, would you ever go back to live
England.
in England and just say, I'm done with the Philippines? Would there be any reason that would ever make you just quit living here, go back? And
yeah, I think as I get older and my health begins to wane, which is going to, I'd seriously consider going back to England. For the simple fact is I've got a nice house I've kept, I can stay in, and it will be the hospitals, you know. The hospitals here, I've experienced them, and it's just not nice. You know, people say, you know, they're good, they're this, they're that, but I've been in them, and
you know how I feel about that.
they're far from it. So I think in my older years, I'd be back in England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've got your house there, and go on, say it.
Oh,
Go on. What else
well, I
you
haven't got Twizzler. I'll have Twizzler because I'll take him with me.
Yeah,
I've got my classic car.
I knew it was coming.
I've got a lovely old 1957 Chevrolet two-door hardtop. My little toy.
Yeah.
So I've got that parked in the garage. So.
Yeah. I mention it because you mention it practically every day.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Well, you know me. I love my American cars because I've worked with them all my life.
You have a bad day out here, and you're like, oh, I'm done. I need to go back to England. I got my Chevy.
I've got a beautiful Chevy I can cruise around in. Yeah, but it's just something I love American cars, Gary.
Right.
You know, because I've worked with them all my life, and it's just a little toy. Everyone's got a toy, whether it would be a record collection, a car, a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I just love my old American cars.
Yeah. Well, hopefully one day you'll get back and get to drive it again. And,
yeah, I'm sure I will.
In fact, in the ideal world, I think you've mentioned before that you'd probably, this would be your base where you're living, well, certainly for the foreseeable future, but you would like to spend some time each year in England, right?
Yeah, that's...
In the perfect world.
Yeah, in the perfect world, I'd like to, because I do love where I live. I'm very close to the Downs. We call it the Downs and the forest in England, which is probably the jungle here, but not quite like jungle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I enjoy it there where I am.
Yeah.
And, it's a nice quiet place. And yeah, so that's how I think. Maybe 5-6 months in England and 6 months here, or 7 months here, 5 months here. We see, but that's how I'd like to work it.
Except maybe you're, if you don't mind saying, it's not a secret, you're in a relationship with somebody. Yeah. So she might not be too thrilled if you said, I'm going back to England for 3 months. Or
No, MJ wouldn't mind.
She wouldn't mind? Oh, that's good if you've got a woman that's going to be accepting of that.
Yeah, she's a nice girl. She's understanding.
Oh, that's good.
I think she realises that foreigners, they struggle here, month in, month out, year after year. Some of them are just, I speak to a lot of Americans and they leave every year. They just, they can't stand it. They just can't, they just got to get away.
Right.
And it kind of like, people, I know people probably might not understand, but after a while it kind of like gets to you and you need a break from the Philippines.
For some people, and again, that's in talking with people, everybody's got a different opinion on the Philippines, and some people swear that they just love it, they never want to leave.
That's right.
Some people, just fed up, want to get out of here.
That's it. That's
and
true.
So it's good to get your perspective on it. I'm happy here. I don't have any desire to live in US again, but I'd like to go back and visit now and then, just like you would. But it's a bit more complicated for me because I've got the family.
Much more complicated.
Yeah.
For me, it's easy. I just get a ticket and pay for myself. But for you, it's the expense of it is just astronomical.
But still, I mean, there's good and bad of wherever we are in this world. So generally, I am pretty happy here. I got things I could complain about. I think the good outweighs the bad. Would you agree with that?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
The good does outweigh the bad.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I mean, in England, it's all horror stories that I hear at the moment. But it's still my home country, and there's still things I like about it, but there's still a hell of a lot I hate.
Right. Get it. Well, Mike, thanks so much for having a little chat with me about...
you're welcome.
About how you feel about the Philippines and some of the good and bad things. Said everybody's got their own little list of things that bother them and things that they like. It's interesting to hear yours.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll have you back on the channel again.
Oh, quite likely, yes. You'll be pestering me in a month's time.
Yeah, you're always fun to talk to. So we'll have another subject we'll come up with.
We'll think of something. Maybe American cars.
Well,
don't
hold your breath on that.
And my days of working with them for 45 years. That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Well, for some people, I'm sure it'd be phenomenal. But
I was only joking.
I know.
Probably bore most people to death, but except possibly the Americans, because they're all car crazy. But we'll see what happens.
Well, thank you so much for watching this little conversation with Mike here, and thank you for being on the channel.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Gary.
And I look forward to our next little chat.
Yes, very soon, if I know you, you'll be banging on my door.
It won't be long.
Mike, come on.
All right, guys. God bless.
Okay.
I'll see you on the next video.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.